We're back. Three big things. The football season is here. It's time to give actual predictions for game week 1. Here we go.
Welcome to the Bucky Report, your destination for all things Wisconsin Badgers. Authentic takes.
Oh my God.
Game analysis.
Touchdown Badgers! Ring one up!
And discussion from the fan perspective.
Woo-hoo!
Thanks for joining us and on Wisconsin.
Welcome to the Bucky Report. We are your hosts, Rajiv and Justin, back together on a Wednesday midweek episode, previewing a game. As you know, we're going to be doing three big things each week and our official score predictions before every game. It's nice to actually have that this season, which is great. Quick programming note. I know we didn't get to all of our teams on the Know Your Foe series. We're going to try to weave in some guests into our three big things episodes this season, potentially, especially ones we didn't have guests for Know Your Foe. So hopefully we'll get some more information on all these teams. Justin, it's here. We're finally here.
Game 1.
I mean, I'm pumped. We're 2 days away.
Mm-hmm. The long wait is finally over. And it took 3 of them because we didn't have a bowl game. So, we've been waiting extra long.
Yeah, we're at now 270 days. This is going to go out on Wednesday, so that'll be 271 days since our last game. 272 between all the games, which is pretty crazy to think about. Miami of Ohio, first up. There's this crazy stat out there that I hate, that a MAC team beats a Big Ten team every single year and has pretty much every year for the last however many years, or at least many of some other. It's not going to be this one.
Nope.
Although there are some people out there potentially putting the Badgers on upset alert because of a certain quarterback that Miami of Ohio has. I don't know. I mean, I think
It didn't seem to work at Baylor.
Fair. Absolutely correct. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a game that we need to get. It's going to be a game that we need to dominate to an extent and just play a good football game. But let's get into our keys to
the Bucky Report's 3 big things.
All right, Justin, 3 big things. Number 1, keep Daquan Finn contained and establish defensive dominance. So little backstory. Daquan Finn was at Toledo, was a MAC MVP, went to Baylor. That didn't really work out that well. He's now at Miami of Ohio. First of all, Miami of Ohio, Chuck Martin, been there 12 years. This is his 12th year as a coach. It's a kind of a bit of a high floor type of a MAC program. They have a very distinct way of playing. Daquan Finn is not a nothing quarterback. I mean, he's a dual threat guy. He's got a ton of speed. He has a cannon for an arm. He's definitely someone that is not great, but he's not an average MAC quarterback. He's above average. He's already been the MVP of that conference. Justin, we got to find a way to keep him contained and establish that front 7 dominance, because if we don't want to deal with him like we've dealt with other quarterbacks in the past, where all of a sudden our lack of speed in some areas might be showing, right? We need to be able to contain this guy.
Yeah, I think the way I look at this one is pretty simply, you want him to throw the football. He's a solid passer, but he's nothing spectacular. And this team is not loaded with talent. This is not Toledo like he was when they were actually winning a lot of games. They're pretty limited talent-wise. They lost their best wide receivers. I believe they transferred out. So you're looking at a kind of makeshift team for them. It's not a team that's been together for multiple years where you expect them to be kind of a thorn on our side. And based off the interview with the coach, he seems to be a little bit like he doesn't come into this looking like he's super confident about this game, which every once in a while you see a MAC coach who looks like, yeah, I've got something here. And I didn't get that sense from him in his first interview, which tells me he's still figuring some things out with this group. He's trying to get them to gel.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case, because sometimes these MAC teams come in with a lot of passion and excitement. Look, it's also nice that it's a night game, right? We're gonna have all the new lights and everything. I just feel like that's a really tough game for a MAC team to win. Sometimes when you get these 11 o'clock kickoffs, that's when sometimes those teams can be a little surprised. It's going to be very difficult to come to Camp Randall at night and get this done. Also on this note, defensive dominance, like We all know the stat, lowest TFLs in the country last year. Here's an opportunity to change that, right? We saw the depth chart this week. We know that we've got Corey Walker on one side. We've got Daryl Peterson and Reiger. Like, we need to see some tackles for loss from this team. I do not want to see our front seven being dominated by a MAC team, because if it is, and if we don't find ways to get disruption in the backfield, that tells us a story, Justin, for the entire season that we're not going to.
I want to see double-digit tackles for loss in this game.
Yeah.
Like, this is a game where it should be done. It's not going to happen a lot this season because of the teams we play. This is one of those games where you can get 4 or 5 sacks and get 10 tackles for loss.
That is a very aggressive number, my friend.
It is, but good defenses do that. So if you want to prove yourself, come out here and make plays. This is a game to do it.
Number 2, establish the run dominance early and get some rhythm for Billy Edwards. I mean, this is the first time he's going to be playing with our team in an official game. And I definitely think we need to establish the rhythm. Let the run dominance early, Justin. What do you think about this? Like, we've got to just own this.
I mean, this is my focal point. You need to prove that the run game's back. I want to see the offensive line look like they know what they're doing out there. I think we've really struggled the last couple of years to be consistently strong in the run game. Part of that was the blocking scheme that was established. I think they're going to come back out, and based off what I saw in practice, I think that they're going to look strong in this game. I don't think that you have a very undersized Miami of Ohio defensive line, and I think that this line, our offensive line, feels like they have something to prove this year.
Jake Renfro is going to play, so we got that news as well. That's really good. So we're going to basically have the starting 5 offensive line that we expected to have: Davis Heinzen at left tackle, Joe Brunner, Jake Renfro, Emerson Mandel, and of course Riley Mallman. So that's there. There are really no big surprises. Since we're on the offensive note, Justin, I do want to just bring up the depth chart. We didn't get a chance to really react to it on our show. Chris Brooks is listed as a starting wide receiver. Now, we didn't mention Billy Edwards getting a rhythm here. Do you expect? I mean, obviously he's going to play a lot because he's kind of that blocking receiver. First of all, what are your thoughts on that? What does that tell you about the state of the wide receiver room? Are you comfortable with it?
I think that it tells me they don't have anyone that they feel is a perfect fit for that spot. I think Ballard would have had it had he had a stronger fall camp. He didn't prove it. And I think that Hilton's probably a little young, so they don't want to put him out there as a starter quite yet. Plus, I'm not sure if it feels like they have him earmarked for Vinny's role, meaning like his spot. And I'm not sure. That's why I'm curious how much he plays, because if he's playing Vinny's role, if Vinny has a set role in this offense, that's going to limit him because Vinny's not coming off so much. If he can play Ballard's spot, I feel much better about Hilton getting out there and getting reps.
Yeah.
But I don't think they feel super strongly about any of these guys. Hopefully one of them comes out there and takes control. I think Brooks can make a few plays in the passing game. I don't think he's a guy that you're going to expect to have a lot of productivity, but I think he can be excellent in the run game. I think he can occasionally have that surprise catch that you're not expecting. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like 15 catches this year. But I do think that Ballard and Hilton will be the two that actually pull more of the receiving out of this group.
Right. I mean, it sends a message that Chris Brooks is listed there, right? I mean, you can play them all anyway.
And that might be the purpose of it.
And I think, it kind of is like, hey, Jane Ballard, you want to play or not? Like, I mean, step it up and make us put you in there. And listen, Hilton's going to steal that spot. That's just that. I mean, I said that. I got a show I did with Ryan a couple of days ago. I
wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like by November, Hilton's our starting wide receiver. I really do feel like that. No one seems to have had a better spring and camp than that guy.
I was going to push back on some of your guys' totals because I think Ryan had a big number for Vinny on the outside.
Yeah,
he ain't getting 57 catches.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But I will say this: if Ballard's not there, I mean, it's who knows.
I still think it's going to be Mason and them. It's going to get chewed up by some of the other guys, but I think it's going to be more evenly distributed. I still think Vinny's the top guy, probably.
Yeah,
he's probably going to be in the 40s.
Yeah. We'll see. I really want to see Billy Edwards get a rhythm in this game. I want to see what he can do. I know we're not going to put a bunch of stuff on film. I get that. I'm not trying to say we need to open up the playbook, but we do need to see what he can do. Put him in some tough situations, get him on the run, get him moving, let him lead the way that he's been leading off the field. Let him lead on the field. Let him do his thing. But it starts with the run. Nothing works with this team this year if the run doesn't work. So we need to get that going.
Absolutely.
Three big things. Number 3, which is the interesting one, reps for the youth. I mean, look, the opportunity is here, Justin. How many of these guys do you want to see out there? We saw a lot of young guys in the 2 deep, my friend.
I want to see by the start of the fourth quarter, you getting some of those young offensive linemen out there to get some reps on them. So you have something to work with them on. Same thing with guys like Catalano, Posa. I want to see Clayton get out there. I want you to put something on film for them, and you could say, hey, these are the areas. This is what you need to work on. Because you can't have stuff like this when you're playing games against, the better teams that we're going to be going up against. But they need to get their feet wet because you're going to need them for depth this season.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point I was going to make, is that when you look at the 2 deep, and if you haven't checked it out, go look at the 2 deep. You see a lot of freshmen on that 2 deep. What that says is that that's a requirement for depth. Because if you didn't need those guys for depth, they wouldn't be in this 2 deep to start the season. Mm-hmm. So you have to get them reps in these games, because if you're going to need them at any point in the season, I need to see posts out there, Catalano out there, get these young guys reps so that we can actually see what they've got. Right. I mean, Emilio Agard is going to play a big part. All these guys have to play as much as they can in a game that we should win. Next week against a team not as good as Miami of Ohio is going to be another week where we need to see the youth play, because when Iowa comes to town, and Ohio State comes to town, and we've got some injuries that we've got to deal with, we need to see those guys play. You cannot let the youth sit on the sidelines and watch this game. Please, Luke Fickell, do not do that. We've seen that too much. Let the young guys play, because there's a reason you put them in the 2 deep. It's because they're some of the best players on the team. We've been watching that 24-25 class. We've been talking about them for so long now. It's time for them to actually do what they need to do. And that 25 class, let's get them out there and do it. I mean, at this point,
2 other guys that really need to be involved in it, Scanes and Scott, both need to be out there. You need to develop that corner room and get those guys ready for prime time, because they've looked good in practice. You need to prove that they can go out there and play in real games now.
Yeah.
The Bucky Report predictions.
8 p.m. kickoff time in Madison on Thursday night. Miami of Ohio comes to town. 17.5-point favorites are the Badgers. I don't know about that one. I think it's going to be more, but we'll see. Justin, what's your score prediction? Here we go. Week 1. I'm
going to be aggressive with this. I'm going to say 41-10.
Wow. 41-10.
Yep.
Okay. I
believe the defense is going to be better, and I think the offense is going to be cleaner than we expect, and I think the deception will play. So I think there's going to be some big runs in this game, and I think there's going to be a few passes that end up breaking some things, because you catch a guy who somebody leaks out because the defense loses their eyes and ends up letting somebody slip through.
So 41 points is a lot. That's a lot of touchdowns. Who do you feel like is going to be the star of the game?
I think it's going to be the running backs. I think most of the production is probably going to be them. I would guess of that 5 touchdowns, they would probably account for 3 or 4. Billy might have a couple touchdowns. I don't expect him to come out and have like a 3 or 4 touchdown passing day.
I think we do cover the spread. I think it's a little bit tighter. 35-13 is my score prediction for this game. I think and that's comfortable. We've been saying a lot this offseason how we have to come out here and crush these guys. Look, they're a MAC team. They're not a bad team. And Daquan Finn is a real quarterback. He's got some skills that are going to be very difficult for us to stop. That being said, I don't need to see it be 49-0. I would like to see that, but we need to beat them handily. I do. If this is a game going into the fourth quarter, I'm going to scream on the reaction show we do on Thursday. That cannot happen. We need to be letting those young guys play, as we talked about in the fourth quarter. 3 touchdown win is fine. Make it comfortable. That doesn't mean have a 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter. That means have a 21-point lead already, and then you're just kind of like,
oh yeah, I want to see this be like a 28-3 game at the half, and then we coast.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly right. And I think you brought up the big runs. I think the big runs are going to be key. Like that's really where this offense should, which by the way, was what Badger offenses did for years, is we would get these 75-yard touchdown runs and then open the game up. Let's hope that happens again.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm expecting 250 yards rushing in this game.
Okay. Boy, you've got some lofty numbers. You also predicted us at 8-4.
Undersized defensive line, and I think we have some really good running backs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that if I'm looking for one big thing, We went over our 3, of course. But the one thing that just means the most to me right now is going to be that defensive front 7. We talked about that. Like, please, this is a MAC team. The offensive lines that we are going to face in the next 11 weeks. Oh my goodness. Let's make sure this one is not one of those tough ones where we struggle and get swallowed up. And we're just going to learn a lot, right? We're going to learn a lot about this team on Thursday night, and it's going to be exciting. We'll be back, of course, on Locked On Badgers for the reaction show that Ryan puts on. It'll be great. He's going to the game, which will be fun for him and his kids, but he'll be on with us as well. And of course, we'll be back next Sunday to break down all of everything in week 1 and start looking ahead to week 2 of the season. Thanks for joining us. And as always, on Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy the show, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Bucky Report or The Bucky Report podcast from wherever you get your content. Until next time, on Wisconsin.